Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rafts Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to bring to you the second game of the three-game set between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Last night, it was a beatdown as the Eagles scored early and often, taking a 12-1 victory en route to their first win of the series. The starter, Hayakawa, went the complete game, allowing only the one run, as this game here will be getting going in just a couple moments. We're going to give the starting lineups, first of all, from the visitors from Chiba, as they look to turn the tide here tonight. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing at number 0 is Takashi Ojino. Batting second and playing second base is number 7, Yudai Fujioka. Hitting third and right field is number 3, Kitsuya Kakanaka. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 99, Neftali Soto. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Batting sixth in left field is number 23, Shingo Ishikawa. In the seventh spot and doing the catching is number 32, Toshiya Sato. Batting eighth at third base is number 8, Shogo Nakamura. And batting ninth is the shortstop, number 57, Ryusi Ogawa. And they are going to be facing the starter tonight for the Golden Eagles. It's going to be Suryu Uchi, who takes to the hill with a 1-1 record. He has worked 24 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which have been earned. He has walked 5 and struck out at 11, and he's got an earned run average of 3.00. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Marines. Now your starting lineup for the home team from Tohoku. Leading off in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 66, Itsuki Muribayashi. Hitting third and playing third base is number 3, Hideo Asamura. And the cleanup spot and playing in left field is number 35, Hiroki Shimouchi. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 5, Toshiki Abe. Hitting sixth and playing first base is number 7, Daichi Suzuki. Batting in the seventh spot and in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 2, Hikaru Oda. And batting ninth at second base, wearing number 0, is Hiroto Kobakata. And they're going to be facing CC Mercedes, who has no record this year, but has been absolutely lights out on the hill. He's got 23 innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 2 runs. Both have been earned. He's walked only 3 and struck out 21, but he's got a sparkling 0.78 earned run average. Well, those are your starting lineups. As the starter Uchi is completing his warm-up tosses, we are about ready to get this one underway in just a moment here, as it will be Ojino, Fujioka, and Kakanaka to come to bat here in inning number 1 for the Marines. And for those of you who are new to the channel, we appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It is great to have you with us tonight. Another beautiful sunshiny day in Tohoku, as leading off here is the right-handed hitting Ojino. The first pitch is on the way at officially 1:01 local time. A fastball swung on it is popped up into the left side of the infield, camping out underneath it, and battling the wind is the shortstop Muribayashi, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to put Ojino away for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. Well, for Fujioka, he is batting .237 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 3 runs batted in. He also had the start in last night's ball game, and he was 0 for 4, but he did drive in the only run for the Marines, as the first pitch is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. That pitch was at 94 miles an hour on the gun. Our friend Baseball Lover 1984 says, "Let's go Marines," as the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. And the count runs even at 1-1. We ended up with a pretty good crowd last night in here as we were calling the ball game. A little bit surprising. It was Thursday night in North America, or at least in most of North America. The East Coast, it would have been midnight. As the 1-1 pitch coming here from Uchi as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count is now 2-1. We got our friend Mick in the house tonight. Taking a lot of attendance this year, Mick, and you haven't been in the house as much, and we're glad you can make it in tonight. So you get a plus for this one here. There comes the 2-1 pitch to Fujioka. And it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And now the count goes to 2-2. We will stay with this series tomorrow, and then it'll be Sunday night baseball as the Marines will travel to Saitama to play the Lions, and we will carry that one there as well, which is a rare ball game by Japanese standards. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers, it is a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. It ball's in the dirt. They're going to have to throw to first to retire the hitter. That's going to go strikeout 2-3 on the putout. Fujioka gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kitsuya Kakanaka. And for Kakanaka on the season, he's hitting .375. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He was not in the ball game last night, as he is making an appearance here tonight. Full slate of games across the NPB tonight, as it was last night, but some of the games will get going a little bit later, as the pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. All 3 games in the Pacific League are underway. At the bottom of the hour here, it'll be the Carp and the Bay Stars, and then the Dragons and the Swallows and the Tigers and the Giants, they all get going. A little bit later, it'll be 6 o'clock local time. Fastball swung on, lined into left field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. And racing over to pick it up is the left fielder Shimauchi. He's able to get it back in. But that's going to be a 2-out single here for Kakanaka, and that will bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. Well, for Soto, he's getting the start tonight. Soto did not play in last night's ball game and probably enjoyed the night off, although he didn't enjoy watching the Marines get pummeled. He's batting .260 in the early going. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. It's his first year in a Marine uniform. The 35-year-old spent his entire NPB career with the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars. And here's the first pitch from Uchi. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is quickly 1-0 to Soto. Soto is dangerous. He has some pop. He can definitely put a charge into the baseball. 1 ball and no strikes here to Neftali Soto. As the right-hander ready to go again, he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Baseball Lover says, I love it when you do the Marines games. Love this team since they won the Japan series with Bobby Valentine. That's going back a number of years ago. Of course, Bobby Valentine, the longtime Mets manager, or at least a lot of people will remember him as that. Also, I believe Texas Rangers as well. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. It's now 1-2 to Soto. Our friend Zay in the house tonight, as well as the living room. Living room wanted to know if you saw his parlay up at the top. Probably best to fade the living room. That's always a good word of advice. So make sure you take note and fade away. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander Uchi is ready to deliver again. And the pitch on the way, it is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. The sad part is that Hawks game, that's the game that is a bit of a conundrum for me, because Tetsuya Mai has been absolutely outstanding this year. And mind you, at the same time, so has Levon Manello. And we picked the Hawks as well to win that game, but something in the back of my mind just tells me that the Lions are going to win that one again. There's a split finger that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Soto didn't go, and that's going to run the count full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Soto. As the right-hander leans in and he gets the sign. Now he works himself set. And here comes the 3-2 pitch as he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2 to Soto. The runner Kakanaka will be on the move here with 2 gone and the full count to the hitter. So he'll look to see if he can get off to the races again. And it doesn't look like they're holding him at first base. That's interesting. They've moved Suzuki in behind. So definitely a base hit to the outfield. He'll go first to third on a single. He's got a big lead over there at first. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, lifted down the right field line, giving chase into the corner is the right fielder. And did he make the catch? And it looked like it is. Yuya Ogo came up with it as he slammed into the wall, into the corner, and that is going to do it. Soto is going to be retired for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the first. No runs in the inning on the benefit of one hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the first is just around the corner right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. The left-hander CC Mercedes is completing his warm-up tosses. He's going to be facing Ogo, Muribayashi, and Asamura to get things going here in the bottom of the first inning. This will be the second time he has faced the Golden Eagles. He went for 108 pitches on the 27th of April, but he has been absolutely electric this year, but has nothing to show for it so far. Friend Baseball Lover says that Valentine managed the Rangers, the Mets, Red Sox, as well as the Chiba Lotte Marines. And that would be correct. We noted that Bobby Valentine had been around. I remember him as a Rangers manager and a Mets manager, and vaguely as a Boston Red Sox manager. So here comes the first offering from Mercedes. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second, fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first, and we've got one up and one away here on one pitch. Ground out 4-3 in the books, if you're keeping score along with us. And that is going to bring up the shortstop. It's Suki Muribayashi. Muribayashi had himself a heck of a ball game last night. The shortstop pounded out 4 hits. He had 3 singles and a triple. He knocked in a pair of runs. He was able to raise his batting average up after that game, almost 30 points, as he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Muribayashi looks like he is locked down that shortstop position, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Hiroto Kobakata was the number one option for the most part a couple of years ago. Last year, they had kind of bounced in and out, but it looks like Kobakata is going to be slotted in at second, as it looks like the permanent move has been made to move Hideto Asamura over to third base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count now runs even to 2-2. Mercedes wastes very little time. He gets the ball and he's ready to get back to work as he rocks into the delivery. And he kicks and fires. There was a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line. Count is now count remains at 2-2 to Muribayashi. Lefty ready to go again. There's a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. And it reigns at 2-2. As we said, it doesn't waste much time, does this left-hander. Our friend Baseball Lover says, all that compliments of Wikipedia and some cut and paste. There's a breaking ball swung out and missed. Ball was blocked nicely by the catcher, Sato, who gets up and throws to first. It goes as a strikeout 2-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Well, in last night's ball game, Asamura didn't do a whole lot his first couple of times up, but he hit a home run, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning to pretty much put that game on ice last night. He also singled and scored a run, and he was 2 for 4. On the season, he's batting .240 with 3 homers and 18 RBIs, and there's a fastball that just misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty again, Mercedes delivers a fastball, and it's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Our friend Tudo in the house tonight. We welcome you to the stream. Appreciate you for checking in. And now Asamura has asked for time as he thinks that Mercedes is working way too quickly. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses down. The appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say that Asamura went around. Runs the count now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The lefty Mercedes ready to go again. He delivers. Fastball just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. I have to say the home plate umpire has been kind of stingy toward Mercedes. Mercedes has been all around the dish. So far here in the first inning. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, lifted into right center field. Drifting over to his left and making the catch is Ogino. And that is going to do it here as the Eagles go quietly in the first inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines, no score. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action for inning number 2 when we return after this. Thanks for listening with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Got a 0-0 ball game, and the top of the second is just around the corner. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the second inning, and with that being said, it's going to be Gregory Polanco, Shingo Ishikawa, and Toshiya Sato coming to bat. Our friend Baseball Lover and Zay are in a love fest here as they both love the Marines, or at least tonight they do, because Zay is normally a Fighters fan. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Friend Baseball Lover asked the question, are there more drop third strikes in the NPB? Because I feel like I rarely put that in my scorebook for the MLB. Not so much drop third strikes in so much as they are breaking balls that are down in the dirt, and the catcher has to block them, and then they got to pick it up and throw to first. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. So whether it be a slider or a curveball of some variety, or for that matter, even a split finger pitch, where the hitter will swing and the ball doesn't get to the catcher, we rarely see actually drop third strikes. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow left field, moving over to his right, and underneath it is the left fielder Shimauchi, and he's there to make the catch. And there's 1 up and 1 away here in the second inning, and that's going to bring up Shingo Ishikawa. Last night, it was pretty entertaining. That Hornet that we saw last night, that was unbelievable. I know Zay was in here last night, and the Hornet was sitting on the first baseline. That thing had to be as big as my fist or even bigger. If you hadn't seen it, if you get onto Instagram and you go to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles account from yesterday's game, they had a video up right before Tatsumi had smoked the ball into the right field corner. The Hornet was absolutely massive. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Ishikawa. That was one of the wildest things. But the other thing that I thought was kind of neat was just the color of it. It's like a bright orange. And it had some dark markings as well. Pretty cool. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. The count goes even to 1-1. Yeah, Zay says a baseball-sized hornet. Absolutely. Yeah, red and orange look deadly. It's just like, wow. I don't want any part of that smoke. Get around that thing, you might carry you away if you had a couple of buddies with them. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into just behind first base. Moving back on it is Suzuki. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Ishikawa for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. That's the one thing I'm not a big fan of in the NPB. I know Major League Baseball, they still do it. Even sometimes there's guys who don't do it. Pop-ups, weakly hit balls, you got to run it out all the way to the bag. And Ishikawa, he would get my ire as he cut out at the 45-foot stripe. What happens if the player at first drops the ball? Fastball taken outside, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Sato. Sato hitting .368 here in the early going with no homers and 6 RBIs. He got the night off last night. As the pitch is a fastball that misses outside, the count now goes to 2-0. Baseball Lover says, I still feel rarely that he ever puts a 2-3 into the scorebook. And he says he scores all the games for the Mets and approximately 20 minor league games a year. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It'd be interesting. It's also one of the things I also look at is how many times the pitchers are involved in a play over the course of a game. As there's a ball that is fouled away and the count now goes to 2-1. How many times do pitchers have to cover? How many times do pitchers have to field their position over the course of a 9-inning game has been a focal point for me, especially if you figure that 10 of the 27 outs in a game can be retired by strikeouts. That means 17 are in play. Fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Murray Biashi, throws across the diamond, and they're going to get Sato by a couple of steps. Ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here in the top of the second for the Marines. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of 2. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We got a 0-0 ball game. We'll be back in just a bit after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat here for the Golden Eagles in their half of the second inning. Shimouchi, Abe, and Suzuki to face the lefty Mercedes. We didn't give you the defensive alignment tonight for the Marines, nor do we do it for the Golden Eagles. We got caught up in other things. Defensively for the Marines, from left to right field, Ishikawa is in left, Ojino is in center, the right fielder is Kakanaka. Around the horn from first to third, Soto at first, Fujioka at second. The shortstop is Ogawa, and the third baseman Nakamura, with Mercedes and Soto the battery, as the first pitch is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shimouchi batting .208 on the year. He's got no homers and 7 RBIs. Takes a breaking ball down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hiroki Shimouchi. There's a breaking ball swung on, his grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Fujioka, who throws to first. Shimochi's in the books on a ground out, 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Toshiki Abe. And for Abe on the season, he's hitting .277. He's got no homers and 8 RBIs. He got the night off last night in the Eagle victory, but he is off to a decent start. We were looking at his numbers before the game, and not just the current numbers for this year, as he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Abe began his career with the Chinichi Ball Club. So there's a breaking ball that misses, and the count goes even to 1-1. Spent his first 7 years with the Dragons, as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. It was pretty much an everydayer with Chinichi for 3 of the last 4 seasons he played there. Best year he ever had, he hit 13 home runs back in 2020. Fastball misses up in the zone, and the count now goes even to 2-2. A career .261 hitter. He's hitting as we said, .277 this year, so a little bit above the norm. Fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2. He's 34 years old. He'll be 35 after the season. As we said last night, with regards to the Golden Eagles, they've got some aged veterans in their lineup. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and he goes into the books for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. For Suzuki, he's hitting .247, no homers and 5 RBIs. He's getting the start on back-to-back nights here against his former ball club. Suzuki, in last night's affair, he was able to reach base as he was 1 for 4 in the ball game. There's a slow breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Mercedes ready to go again, as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Slow breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Ogino. He's there. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire Suzuki for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Eagles go quietly again. That's 6 up and 6 down. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. Your score here is the Eagles nothing and the Marines nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a couple of moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Come back and chat with the chat when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the 3rd inning as the Marines will come to bat here. It is Shogo Nakamura, Ryusei Ogawa, and the top of the order, Takashi Ogino, to come to bat to face Uchi here in the 3rd inning. As we mentioned, we will keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard throughout this one here, as there are all kinds of games that are going on across the NPB tonight. There is scoring elsewhere as well. Only one not in this one. The Buffaloes have jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st inning against the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. The first pitch from Uchi is a fastball missing down and away to Nakamura for ball 1. The Hawks have a 1-0 lead. That's in the bottom of the second inning at the Balluna Dome in Saitama against the Cebu Lions. So there is scoring elsewhere, just not here yet. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. Nakamura batting 186 on the season, no homers and 3 RBIs. We talked last night about some players when they get to the wrong side of 30, when they have a bad year. That's one thing, but if they follow it up with a couple bad years in a row, that's where the bells and whistles have to start going off. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Moribayashi fields it on the run. He throws to first. Nakamura gone on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryusei Ogawa. And for Ogawa, he's getting the start at short tonight. It was Tomosuji who was holding it down yesterday, or I say tonight. It's this afternoon. It's a bright sunny day in Tohoku. And that said, though, the players have their sleeves on. Managers are dressed up and bundled a little bit warmer. As the right-hander Uchi delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is quickly 1-0 to Ogawa. So 1 ball and no strikes. Uchi ready to go again as he rocks into the windup and delivers. He squares to bunt to Ogawa, and he takes that for a called strike, and the count's now even at 1-1. I've heard baseball lovers said he always will have a soft spot in his heart, or a place in his heart, for the Chinichi Dragons because of Mr. Baseball, but his 2 teams will always be the Marines and the Giants. And certainly we're calling the Marines here for the next couple of nights after this one, including the first game of the series in Saitama. Fastball swung on, chopped over to short, fielded by Moribayashi. Throws to first. It's going to be a ground out, 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning is Ogawa, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ojino. This game has got some tempo and pace to it because we haven't had a lot of base runners. We've only had Katsuya Kakanaka, who singled with 2 out in the first, and it's been pretty quiet after that. So this brings Ojino to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the shortstop his first time up. And there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. While our friend Baseball Lover is in here, we were talking a little bit about stats and different things. One of the things that the fans in Detroit are lamenting about is Spencer Torkelson and the alarming rate that he hits infield pop-ups. Fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. For the amount of outs that he has this year, I think it's approaching 20% of his outs when he puts a ball in play are via a pop-out. And to chew on that for a minute, when Joey Votto was with the Cincinnati Reds, as the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down in the dirt. And the count now goes to 2-1 on Ojino. There was something like Votto had, I don't know, something like about 1,000 plate appearances, and he hadn't had a pop-out to third base. It was something obscene, like 1,500 plate appearances, and he did not have a pop-out to the third baseman, which was unbelievable. Basically 3 years worth of at-bats. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Count goes to 2-2. A baseball lover said he saw that in the Mets series. I assume that was when the Tigers played the Mets. The pop-up king. I don't know if that's what you want to be known as when you're known for the first pick overall in the draft. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Uchi rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs. It now goes to 3-2 on Ojino. 2 gone here in the top of the third inning as the right-hander Uchi and the left-hander Mercedes locked in to a pitcher's duel early on here. And here comes the 3-2 offering as the right-hander rocks into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. It's going to be the first base on balls tonight issued by either pitcher, and that's a 2-out walk issued here by Uchi. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. And for Fujioka, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. And that was where we got the conversation going about the strikeout on the putout was 2-3 because the ball was in the dirt. I also wonder too if there's more split finger pitches that we see in the Japanese league. Why there's pitches that are down. There's a fastball that just catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Fujioka. Maybe more dirt balls than anything else, whereas if you think of Major League Baseball, it's sliders, curveballs, whatever they call the sweeper these days, cutters. Balls aren't necessarily as likely to get into the dirt. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fujioka. Last night after the game was over, we called a little bit of the game between the Fighters and the Buffaloes with the bottom of the 9th inning. I don't think we can hang in and do that tonight, but we might be able to do it tomorrow and the next night if there's other games. There's a fastball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Kobakata. He throws to first, and Fujioka is going to be retired. He hit the ball hard, but right to the glove of the second baseman, and he's going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, it is the Eagles, nothing, and the Marines, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. It is the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We're going to get up and get ourselves a drink. We're going to leave you with our friend Steve Rademacher. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to go check him out. He has got some wild and crazy things.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just a little bit back getting in the saddle, but it is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat. For the Golden Eagles, it's going to be Ryosuke Tatsumi, Hikaru Oda, and Hiroto Kobakata. They face the lefty CC Mercedes, who delivers a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tatsumi batting .306 in the early going here with a homer and 10 runs batted in. Takes a fastball just off the outside corner, and the count now goes even to 1-1. 24 pitches in the first 2 innings for the lefty Mercedes, who delivers a fastball that just misses off the outside corner again, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Lefty Mercedes rocks again. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be hit past the diving first baseman into right field. So Tatsumi aboard with the first hit of the ball game for the Golden Eagles. He's got a leadoff single here in inning number 3, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. Well, I wouldn't bat an eye if Oda was going to be dropping a sacrifice bunt here. Oda batting .194 on the year with no homers and 6 runs batted in. And of course, Hiroto Kobakata on deck, and he is another one who can bunt. And he's already squaring to bunt is Oda as they set him up, and there's a first pitch fastball that misses out high and up outside. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. That was a pretty good pitch there by Mercedes. High fastball trying to induce a pop-up, if anything. And also a spot where the catcher, Sato, might be able to take a shot at the runner if he got off a little too far off first. There's a bunt. It's down. It's fielded by Mercedes. He bobbles it. He falls to one knee. He throws to first. And able to hang on is the first baseman, Soto. Not an easy play. Well, it was kind of a decent play that ended up being a difficult play, as that's going to go in the books as a sacrifice, 1-3. It moves Tatsumi over to second. Check that. It was Fujioka actually at first base. The first baseman had come in. So 1-4 on the putout if you're scoring with us. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. And Kobakata hitting .225 on the year. No homers and 6 RBIs. As Mercedes steps off the backside of the rubber. As we talked about earlier, you can see some of that stuff. Our friend Eris is in the house, 385. We welcome you to the stream. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. And our friend Santos Fuentes says over 6.5. Not sure about that one tonight. Just the way that this game is going here, I have a feeling we may see the under tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Lots of baseball left in this one. As we said, there'll be the full complement of games tonight across the NPB. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field, and it's going to be caught off the shoe tops by the left fielder. Nice play by Ishikawa. He throws it in. Scampering back to second base is Tatsumi. He almost got doubled off. The ball ends up getting away from Fujioka, but they have to track it down. What a play there by the left fielder. Super play there by Ishikawa. Hard luck there, but he was in close. Oh, yeah, what a great play. He looked like a shortstop trying to throw it back to second base. Ball ended up squirting away from Yudai Fujioka, but no damage was done, as Tatsumi is going to hold at second now. Brings up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. That is a web gem by Ishikawa for sure. And the first pitch delivered to Ogo is tap foul over past the bag at third base. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Lefty Mercedes works to the belt, checks the runner at second, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on, hit into deep center field. Moving back on it is Ogino. He's got room to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as that is going to put the Golden Eagles in the books, and a third of the game is in the books. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score is, after 3 complete, the Eagles nothing and the Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Top of the 4th, just around the corner when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Marines here in the top of the fourth inning. 40 pitches for the right-hander Uchi through the first three, as both he and Mercedes have been very economical so far in this one. Kakanaka, Soto, and Polanco to come to bat here in inning number 4, as the right-hander rocks himself into the windup and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Kakanaka has the only hit tonight for the Marines as he singled back in the first inning, raising his season average up to 394. As the right-hander Uchi rocks himself into the windup and delivers a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind the third base dugout, and the count is now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we'll keep you up to date on all the happenings on the out-of-town scoreboard, as there are 2 other games in the Pacific League, as well as the game now going on in the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium, as that fastball swung away and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The Lions, as we talked about earlier, have now taken a 3-1 lead over the Hawks. That was the game that I said on our channel today was going to be a trap game. You got to be careful as Imai is pitching over there. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit through the 4-hole into right field, and Kakanaka's got himself his second hit of the ball game. A leadoff single here in inning number 4. So he is the runner at first, and that's going to bring up Neftali Soto to the plate. And for Soto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to deep right field into the right field corner. His first time up. So Soto 0 for 1 in this one, as we said. Average has dipped to 257 on the year. He's got himself a homer and 8 runs batted in. He pitches a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We are here in the top of the fourth inning, locked up at zeros. Soto waits here on the offering from Uchi as Uchi holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up over in the right side. Drifting back is the second baseman Kobakata, but underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Ogo. That is going to retire Soto for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. And for Polanco, he is 0 for 1 in this one. Polanco on the season has seen his average dip to 235. He's got 5 homers and 11 RBIs. He was tied for the league lead last year in the Pacific League with home runs. As there is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit past the glove of the first baseman. Kakanaka rounding second, heading to third, and he is going to make it in there safely. They go first to third, do the Marines, and now they got something brewing here in the fourth inning with runners on the corners and only 1 away, and that will bring up the left fielder, Shingo Ishikawa. And if there's somebody you want stepping to the plate, Ishikawa is your guy. Ishikawa entered the ball game tonight hitting .533. He popped out to the first baseman his first time up. He is off to a massive start. Our friend Zay says, let's get on the board. Well, Ishikawa has now 8 for 16 on the season, hitting a cool .500. No homers and 1 RBI. Definitely don't have the runner at third base at first base in Polanco. He doesn't run like he used to put any type of first and third shenanigans on. But I wouldn't take a chance where they wouldn't maybe safety squeeze in a situation like this, and maybe to try to stay out of a double play. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ishikawa. We get into this point of the ball game. This is where some of our listeners like to jump in. Is what's the score going to be through the first 5 innings? And right now, there's no score in this one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Ishikawa. Breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 0-2. I have to say, Uchi's really pounding the outside part of the plate to Ishikawa. That was the fastball of a split finger variety. So let's see what Uchi has in his bag of tricks here for Ishikawa. No balls, 2 strikes. The catcher, Oda, comes out and flashes the first and third sign. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now the right-hander delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. The count remains at 0-2. Our friend Baseball Lover said he looked into his scorebook, and in the first 32 games, the pitcher was involved in an out 25 times. Interesting. I would think that the Japanese league would have to be a little bit more, just because of the amount of bunts that are involved, that the pitchers are going to have to field their position. Not just that, but also on comebackers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. They've got the runner hung up between third and home. Uchi's got him in the rundown. He gives it up to the third baseman, and now back to the catcher. And now they tag him out. So that's going to go into the books as a putout. Kakanaka is going to be down on a fielder's choice. It's going to go 1-5-2 on the putout officially. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Some good base running by Gregory Polanco. He gets all the way around to third. And on the fielder's choice, Ishikawa is going to make it over to a second base. That puts runners at second and third with 2 gone. And it'll bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. Speaking of the pitchers fielding their position, nice play there by Uchi. And also, too, the angle the runner going back to third. Really well executed by the Tohoku right-hander. So our friend Baseball Lover on cue here tonight with that information. And, of course, we followed up with the pitcher fielding his position. So Uchi trying to wiggle himself out of the jam. Runners at second and third, 2 gone here in the 4th inning. The pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Sato. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Uchi leaning in, gets his sign from his catcher Oda. As he works himself set, here comes the pitch. And that's a split finger pitch swung on, grounded over to second, bobbled by Kobakata. He throws to first, and Sato's going to be retired. Well, the Marines, they threaten, but they don't score. It's a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. No runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 3.5 innings. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys once again for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's going to be Moribayashi, Asamura, and Shimochi, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. Beautiful day for baseball in Tohoku, and Golden Week is wrapping up as it'll be back to business next week. But certainly the ball has been good, and the weather has been just as good here. Here's the first pitch from Mercedes. Fastball that misses up, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Moribayashi. Moribayashi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up as there's a fastball that just misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. Only 35 pitches for Mercedes in the first 3 innings of work. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. This is line foul down the right field line. Count now goes to 2-1. Be curious to see how Mercedes does through the second time of the order. He has been able to keep the hitters off balance here in the first for sure. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, coming hard and diving and making the catch is Ogino. Oh, a nice play by him, and he gets a round of applause from the visitors who've made the trip. So 1 gone here in the 8th, and that is, in the 4th, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Friend Zay said, what a play. Yeah, he got a pretty good jump on it. Held his concentration. I thought he was going to face plant, but he was able to make the catch and roll over and get the out. And the first pitch delivered to Asamura is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field, and it's going to drop down in front of the right fielder, Kakanaka, and Asamura aboard with a 1-out single. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Hiroki Shimochi. For Shimochi tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. One thing I will say tonight about Mercedes had thrown 23 innings coming into tonight's game. He'd only walked 3 batters. His control has been pretty good, although I have to say he's fallen behind hitters, both of the hitters here in this inning. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, so that is a plus for him to get ahead in the count. Shimochi tonight, as we said, entered the fray hitting 208. He's got no homers and 7 runs batted in. Left-hander versus the left-hander. Mercedes delivers a fastball that just misses outside. And the count now goes even to 1-1. I have to say, there's not been a lot of love for Mercedes here tonight for a guy who's been around the zone. So here comes the 1-1 offering as the lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball misses in. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is not going to be in time. A stolen base for Asamura. It's his first of the year. So he now moves himself into scoring position. Get a look at that one again. It was a straight steal. They must have saw something there. Straight steal off of the lefty. So he slides into second base. And he's now in scoring position here with 1 gone. As the lefty Mercedes delivers a breaking ball. This ball is smashed down the right field line, but it just hooks foul. That runs the count to 1-2 on Shimochi. So a couple balls that have been hit hard here, and nothing to show for it yet. Bottom of the 3rd inning, it is still 3-1 for the Lions over the Hawks. Buffaloes have a 1-0 lead over the Fighters. That's also in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and that's going to bring the count now to 3-2. They do have the open base, and it is Toshiki Abe who waits his turn on deck. But one would have to think that Mercedes would like to try to get Shimochi here. Here comes the 3-2. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Coming in hard is the left fielder, Nishikawa, who makes the catch. They throw back to second. And that's the second time in as many innings he has made a great play. Tip your hat to Ishikawa. That's going to retire Shimouchi for the second out of the inning. And they were almost able to double Asamura off. But he is able to scamper back safely. Basically the same piece, same type of play, although that was a little harder this time for Ishikawa. He had to go into the left center field gap to make the catch. Last half inning was off the bat of Kobakata. They almost doubled off Tatsumi. So 2 gone, and that brings up Abbey to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only time up. Our friend Zay said, what a play, but that was from a few minutes ago. You could probably retype that in again because it was quite the play. Fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Abbey. 1 ball and no strikes. Batting .273 on the year is the right-handed hitting designated hitter of the Eagles. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. Count is even at 1-1. Absolutely. There he is, Zay on cue. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Mercedes again gets his sign. He works a little slower when there's runners on base. Breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-1. You do have the open base at first base, and facing the left-hander Suzuki, who's on deck, could be an option as well. If you prefer to face the lefty, there's nothing worse than a lefty who can't get lefties out. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is, as the right-handed hitting Golden Eagles DH waits here on the offering from Mercedes, who delivers. Slow breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. And Zay also adds the multiplier effect on that. Nice play times, too, in so many different ways. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Check that. The 3-1 pitch is Abbey waits. And it's on its way. It's a fastball. That misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Abbey is going to be aboard with a base on balls. And as I said, probably not the worst thing. That is going to bring up Daichi Suzuki, the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Golden Eagles. You probably might want to take your chances by pitching to him than you do to Abbey. And for Suzuki tonight, he is 0 for 1. He flew up to center field his first time up. He was a former Chiba Lotte Marine, but definitely not here when Mercedes was there, because Mercedes was a giant. Our friend Troy in the house tonight. Welcome, Troy. It is going pretty decent. We have ourselves a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th, but the Golden Eagles are threatening with 2 on and 2 out. And here comes the pitch from Mercedes. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. My friend Troy is a resident Tiger fan. We were talking earlier in the stream about Spencer Torkelson and his pop-ups. He's got like 20% of his outs are via the pop-out. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Suzuki. Mercedes ready to go. And Trevor Parker in the house tonight. Taking attendance for Trevor. Glad to see you're in here, Trevor. We appreciate your support as always. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Suzuki. Having a fun time here tonight, giving you guys the call in this one. So left-hander against the left-hander, 1-2 here to Suzuki. And the pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and tapped slowly foul down the first base line. The count is going to remain at 1-2. Troy says, Torque's struggling, but I still have faith. I hope it's Faith Hill if you're talking about faith, because I really don't like the approach at the plate from Torkelson, that is for sure. Trevor Parker says, I love your streams and thanks for shouting him out. Well, we like the fact that he's in here. We appreciate you and your support. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to first. Oh, fielded neatly by the first baseman, Soto. He flips it to the pitcher covering. What a play there. That's going to go out as a ground out, 3-1. There's another PFP for you. So 2 tonight for the pitcher, Mercedes. 1 so far tonight in this one for Uchi. We are now through 4 complete, and it is still locked at zeros. We'll be back in just a few. Nothing. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. To the top half of the 5th inning, and it is going to be the 7-8, or check that, it's going to be the 8-9-1 hitters to come to bat for the Marines. It'll be Shogo Nakamura, Ryusuke Ogawa, and the top of the order, Takashi Ojino, to come to bat to face Uchi. 57 pitches delivered by Uchi in the first 4 innings, 53 by Mercedes. So both of these pitchers have been spot on tonight so far. And the first pitch coming up here to Shogo Nakamura. Fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As Nakamura waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering from Uchi, who delivers a fastball that misses down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bay Stars got on the board at the Zoom Stadium against the Carp. It is a 1-0 ball game there. As the right-hander throws a split finger pitch, they appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Nakamura didn't go. It's now 2-1. Buffaloes have extended their lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They are now up 3-0 on the Fighters. Lions still held that 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 3rd against the Hawks. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Uchi kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. And moving back and making the catch on the run is Tatsumi, as he puts away Nakamura for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Ryusuke Ogawa. Our friend Baseball Lover says, so he went back to his book. And in the 3 games versus the Mets, Torkelson popped out 3 times in the 9 outs he made, which is a little bit higher than the percentages that we talked about. He is, I believe, around 20%. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ogawa. Ogawa 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short his first time up, as he waits here on the offering from the righty Uchi. He kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch missing down, and the count is 1-1. So just as our friend, it was interesting, our friend Baseball Lover said 32 Mets games, 25 times the pitcher was involved in an out. And here we are in this one here, and the pitcher for the Marines has already been involved in 2 outs. And 1 for the pitcher for and the Eagles. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-2. So once you subtract the strikeouts, generally speaking, I find in the Japanese league, you're looking at about 20% of the time pitchers will be involved in a out, or they have to field their position. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This is sliced down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it's just going to slice foul into the left field corner as Shimochi will run it down. The count remains at 1-2 strikes. Just as a reminder, at the end of the bottom of the fifth inning, we like to call it our Japanese halftime. As it'll be an extended break, we'll get a chance to refresh our beverage, maybe even get ourselves a hot chocolate to try to bring this one home. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Uchi delivers, breaking ball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded neatly. They throw to first, and Ogawa is going to be retired on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order, and Takashi Ogino. And for Ogino, he is 0 for 1. He has popped to the shortstop, and he has walked in this ball game here tonight, but he's made a couple of sparkling plays defensively for the Marines. And here comes the first pitch from Uchi. He kicks and delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. I have to say, Uchi has been electric here tonight. Right-hander rocking into the windup, and he kicks and fires. There's a split finger pitch that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Ogino didn't go. I'd like to see that one again. So 1-1 strike. The right-hander Uchi ready to go again as he rocks into the windup, and he kicks and he fires. And that's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and count goes to 1-2 on Ogino. This game here so far, it is futile offense, pretty good pitching, some stellar defense. But the deeper this game goes, if they have to go to the bullpen, my needle starts pointing towards the Eagles. Or sorry, check that, the Marines pointing away from the Eagles. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. I was talking last night, I think the bullpen for the Marines is a better option than Tohoku. I was told a story last night about Enraku, who was often used out of the bullpen. After the season, he was charged with harassing a teammate or a couple of teammates, bullying them and whatever else, and he got let go. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2. I don't think I ever heard of a player getting let go because he was at least publicly harassing or bullying his teammates, but Enraku was. And he was in high leverage situations. He was a back of the bullpen type of pitcher and gone from the team. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, moving over underneath it as he moves into the gap is the left fielder Shimochi, and that will do it here. Ogino gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Marines go in order. We're moving to the bottom of the fifth. Your score is the Marines no score and the Eagles no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back again for the bottom of the fifth inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the fifth inning, and it's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for the Golden Eagles. That means Ryosuke Tatsumi, Hikaru Oda, and Hiroto Kobakata to come to bat to face CC Mercedes here in the fifth inning. Kobakata, the left-handed hitting second baseman of the Golden Eagles, is 0 for 1 tonight. He lined out to left field, or check that, Tatsumi 1 for 1 tonight. As that breaking ball missed outside, I was looking at Kobakata's numbers. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. 57 pitches through 4 for Mercedes as he delivers a breaking ball for a called strike. Count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Mercedes again. Then he delivers a fastball that comes in at the knees, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tatsumi. Mercedes wastes no time when there's nobody on. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Ball's in the dirt, and the catcher picks it up and tags Tatsumi, and he's going to be gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and it brings up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. And for Oda tonight, officially in the books at 0 for 0, because they had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. We're talking about the pitchers fielding their position. There's a fastball that is going to miss up and in, and the count is 1-0. Oda with 1 tonight. Mercedes with 1 assist tonight, as well as a putout because he had to cover first base. So that fastball misses up. So 2 balls that have been put in play. He's been involved in the putouts. On the flip side, 1 for Uchi in the first 5 innings. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be hammered through the 6-hole into left field. And Oda is aboard with a 1-out single. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. And for Kobakata, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He hit that line drive to the left fielder, Ishikawa, his first time up. So 1 gone, runner at first, Kobakata at the plate. Oda, the slow-footed catcher, over at first, and one would have to think that it's probably not a bunting situation here with 1 gone. But here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kobakata. The second baseman waggling the bat. And now Mercedes works himself to the set position. And instead, they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is the base runner, Oda. Sometimes we'll do that to see if the batter is going to separate the hands. Maybe they're trying to read a bunt if he has an early separation. Kobakata at this point not showing anything other than that he wants to swing the bat. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed. And now Mercedes is way ahead in the count at 0-2. Got to like that to see if they are throwing over or what they're doing. So no balls and 2 strikes as the lefty works set again. He delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is golfed into straightaway center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. But holding at first, we're going to see if they're going to be able to get him at second base. Oda had the wait. It's going to go down in the books as a fielder's choice. Nice play there by Ogino as he feigned like he was going to catch it. It held the runner Oda between first and second. And that ball is going to be a fielder's choice. It goes in the books. 8-4 on the putout. And Oda is gone for the second out of the inning. And reaching safely at first is Kobakata, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. So some nice little deke move by the center fielder to keep the runner from going to first to second. He had the hold because he thought he might have caught it. And they throw over to first base, and Kobakata comes diving back. Kobakata, I would say, in my opinion here, I got to think he's got to be off to the races. I would think first move. Kobakata, with the stolen bases this year, got 10 to his name. As Mercedes holds set, now delivers. Instead, he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. But as far as I'm concerned, he should be off to the races here. Kobakata establishes his lead over at first base. Mercedes gets his sign. And here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. Runner not moving. So no balls and one strike to Ogo. I mean, what do you have to lose? If he gets thrown out, you got the top of the order coming up next inning. If he gets into second base, you've got a chance to be able to single him home. So this is a spot here. If I was running the ship, I would have him on the move. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down. Nice stop there by the catcher, Sato. That runs the count to 1-1. But I'm not running the ship here, so hence, not my call. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Eagles looking to get on the board here somehow. Ogo waits on the offering from the lefty. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Runner is off to the races. The throw down to second in time. And Kobakata is going to be retired. That's going to go down as a caught stealing 2-6 for the third out of the inning. They're not going to challenge. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors. And there was nobody left the board. Your score as we are now through 5 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles nothing. Remember, we like to call this our Japanese halftime. It's time for us to go up and have a drinks break. We'll be back in just a few. Our Japanese halftime is almost over. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Nothing as we move to the top of the sixth. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with all the action after this. We're going to be moving to the top of the sixth as Uchi is back on the mound to start his warm-up tosses, but we'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in here today on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the sixth inning, and it'll be Yudai Fujioka, Katsuya Kakanaka, and Neftali Soto to come to bat here to face the starter Suryu Uchi. This is the sixth inning of work that he'll be getting here tonight. Fujioka, Kakanaka, and Soto to get things going. Two of the three hits tonight belong to Kakanaka, as he has had himself a great evening. Line score in this one, 0-3-0 for the Marines. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Eagles. That is where we stand, locked at zeros. Our friend Zay here, when I left, said there were some pretty good defensive plays in this game, and our friend God is Great also checked in while we were away, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fujioka has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips to the plate. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Uchi, who rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fujioka ready to go again as the right-hander rocks into delivery, and he kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Uchi getting his sign again, ready to go into the windup. Here comes the pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on, lifted into the seats over behind the third base dugout. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game is locked at zeros here so far. Both of these ball clubs, we've had a couple of chances, but nothing really major. Probably the biggest chance was the rundown between third and home that retired Kakanaka in the 4th inning, as it was a fielder's choice that Ishikawa had bounced into. It's the closest either team had come to scoring a run in this one so far tonight. And here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander Uchi rocks into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, and this one's fouled to the third base side home plate. The count remains at 2-2. As we said, full slate of games going on tonight. Some will be later starts around the NPB. Lions now have a 3-2 lead over the Hawks. Hawks are trying to claw their way back into this one. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-2 to Fujioka. Still 3-1 for the Buffaloes over the Fighters. Fighters are on the board, so our friend Zay pumped the fist as the Buffaloes had a 1-0 lead, extended it to 3-0. And now the Fighters are trying to find their way back, fighting their way back in that one. Bay Stars still have a 1-0 lead over the Carp. That's in the top of the fourth inning. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Fujioka's got himself a leadoff single here in the sixth. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Kitsuya Kakanaka. For Kakanaka, he has definitely got the number of the pitcher Uchi tonight. He has 2 hits in 2 trips to the plate. So curious to see here if they're going to let him swing away or if they're going to take the bat out of his hand and have him bunt. I say that in some ways because you never know in the Japanese league. So Kakanaka at the plate here as Uchi fires over to first. And diving back in time is the base runner Fujioka. Kakanaka here waiting on the offering from the righty Uchi. And here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field down the line. Giving chase is the right fielder, and he goes out of our eye shot. It looks like that ball is just going to hook foul. It's going to be 0-1 here to Kakanaka. There's 2 places or 2 stadiums in particular in the Pacific League where you lose the sight lines. Down the right field line here in Tohoku, you can't see into the corner unless you get an alternate angle. And the other place is in Hokkaido where the Nippon Ham Fighters are calling their home at the new Escon Field. You can't see anything down the right field line, just the way that the angles are set up. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as Uchi works set, now delivers. Fastball misses down. Nice block there by the catcher Oda. And the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So you do lose some sight lines and you do lose some sight. That's just the way it is. You got to kind of grin and bear it. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Kakanaka as the right-hander holds set. Now instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Fujioka. So again, 1 ball and 1 strike here to Kakanaka as he's looking for his 3rd hit of the ball game. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lofted into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Fujioka. And now the Marines have something brewing as they've got runners on the corners with nobody out. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. So 3 of the 5 hits tonight belong to Kitsuya Kakanaka. He is swinging the hot stick here in this one. It was a split finger fastball that he was able to turn on, and he takes that ball into right center field. It was Tatsumi who got over to pick it up. And what do you know? He has 3 hits tonight, and his reward for that, your night is over. They've taken him out of the ball game. I wonder if he's tweaked something or not. Actually, it is going to be Wada who's coming in to run, and it was a single, but he was able to make it into second base. And so the runner Wada now in the ball game for Kakanaka. Interesting maneuver here. Zucchi is going to get ready to go again. The infield is going to be drawn in because they certainly don't want to give up a run here. Soto at the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to right field both times. If he could do what he did the first time up and send it deep into the right field corner, they should be able to cash in a run. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. Count is quickly 1-0 to Soto. Soto was sitting away his first 2 at bats. So 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting first baseman of the Marines. Top of the sixth inning here. Marines are looking to open up the account here. You do have that empty base, but it is Gregory Polanco on deck. There is a split figure pitch swung on and missed, and the count runs even now to 1-1 on Soto. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Soto is a run producer. He's driven in 8 so far this year for the Marines, as he is a middle of the order performer. That is certain. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. A nice play by the third baseman. Nice job by Asamura. He gets to the ground. He picks it up. He checks the runner back to third and throws to first. And Soto is going to be retired on a ground out 5-3. He's in the books for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the DH, Gregory Polanco. He went to his glove side, did Asamura. He spun down. He did a full 360, got up to his feet, and fired across the diamond. What a play by the captain of the Golden Eagles. Our friend earlier, Zay, said there was some good defense in this game, and it just continues to be a highlight. And that brings Gregory Polanco to the plate. Polanco tonight is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, and he had flown out to left field. So 1 for 2 in this one, as the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Polanco. It's kind of curious here if they would actually pitch to Polanco or not. They do have the open base, and they could set up the force in many different options, especially a potential double play with Ishikawa on deck. But Ishikawa has been swinging a hot stick as of late. The infield is in on the left side. The second baseman, Kobakata, is heels to the grass. So if it's a ground ball to second, they're going to give up the run. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming hard is Shimouchi. This is not going to be deep enough. He makes the catch, and they throw the ball in. It is cut off by Asamura. Not a very good throw by Shimouchi, considering the fact he was maybe about 15 to 25 feet on the grass behind the shortstop position. But Polanco in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 of the big guns, 2 outs here, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Shingo Ishikawa. And for Ishikawa tonight, officially 0 for 2. He's bounced into the fielder's choice, and he has popped to first. Why do I get this feeling this game could go on for 12 innings and we may not see a run? Is it because of great pitching and defense, or is it going to be offensive futility? Time will tell. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short. Murray Biashi fields it, throws to first, and that's going to do it. So they waste an opportunity to the Marines. They get the first 2 hitters aboard with base hits. It's going to be a ground out 6-3 to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 0 and the Marines 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Time Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend Dookie asked the question, you guys think the Eagles will win? Well, we'll go take a look at our community page on our channel, and we'll tell you exactly who we thought will win this one here tonight. And we aren't changing our thoughts. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of inning number 6. Our friend Eris 385 says not being able to score there might come back to haunt them. That's now 2 opportunities that they had. They had in the 4th inning when they bounced into that fielder's choice when Ishikawa hit the ball back to the pitcher and Kakanaka got caught in the rundown between third and home. As the first pitch delivered by Mercedes is taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Ogo. So no balls and 1 strike. Mercedes again rocking and delivering. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-2. And then, of course, this one here as well. Definitely both of those 2 situations have made it a problem here for the Marines because you got to think the next punch coming is going to be coming from the Eagles. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Ogo. We still have the Marines on our card to win here tonight to get a bounce-back victory, but they've made it difficult here for themselves. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. If I remember correctly, our friend Eris 385 is from Kansas City, I think. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As it is a fastball swung on and missed. And Ogo goes in the books for out number 1 here in inning number 6. And that'll bring up the shortstop at Atsuki Muribayashi. And for Muribayashi, he comes to the plate 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out in the first and lined out to the center fielder in the 4th. Batting here against the lefty Mercedes for the 3rd time this evening. As the pitch is a slow breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. That is correct, Eris says. Here's the 0-1 pitch as there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side of home plate. The count now goes to 0-2. I said before the season started, a couple of teams that I thought were going to be pretty good in Major League Baseball with the moves they made. There's a fastball missing inside. And one of those teams was the Kansas City Royals. They have got off to a decent start so far here tonight, although I saw the Minnesota Twins have won their 11th straight game. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Jackson Ward jumping in here. He says, how do we watch these games live? Well, it depends on where you are, Jackson. If you are in Tohoku, you could probably watch it live right at the ballpark. But if you're looking to watch it on TV or a stream somewhere, it really depends on what country you're in and where you're watching or where you can do it. Sometimes some things are available and some are not. So where are you watching from? Here comes the 2-2 pitch as Muribayashi is waiting. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third, fielded by Nakamura. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Muribayashi on a ground out 5-3. He's in the books for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Here's 385 says his Royals are playing well right now. That is for sure. So 2 in the books, and that brings up Asamura to the plate. He's got a single and 2 trips. He also has a stolen base tonight. He's pulled his season average up to 245. Harris says that Salvador Perez having a career MVP type season. There's a fastball that misses in. The count is 1-0. Of course, the shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. isn't half bad either. I'm going to get a chance to see the Royals play in person in early August in Detroit. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Asamura. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. A breaking ball that misses low, and the count goes to 2-1. Both teams here have been starved for runs here tonight, but the pitching's been just that good. Here's the 2-1. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. Friend Jackson Ward said the United States might be difficult. Yes and no. I mean, we said a couple of nights ago that the games used to be carried on the zone as there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Asamura. But there are other ways that you can possibly potentially get it. ABC Hawaii used to carry stuff, but that's been off for about 3 or 4 years now. As the 3-2 is on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled away straight back at home, right back behind home plate. The count goes to still at 3-2. Another place that you could actually find it on, some of the gambling houses will actually stream the game, so you could go and bet on the games and watch it through there. A couple of guys, I don't know if it was Bet365 that did it, but you have to have an account to be able to do that. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Asamura is going to be aboard with a 2-out walk. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Hiroki Shimochi. And then, of course, there's the QQ that everybody does, but you got to be able to navigate through the Chinese on the channel. They pick up a lot of games. So you have to go and Google that. Go QQ and baseball, and you got to let your fingers do the walking. Eris says, does Japanese Pacific League still stream on Roku? That I'm not familiar. I'm not 100% sure. As the lefty Mercedes delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away to Shimochi, and the count is quickly 1-0. So those are your best options. And then, there's other options too. If you have a VPN and you go offshore, there's certainly an app that you can get from out of Taiwan. And you can get games out of there. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 2-0. But that one I don't usually use. And on our members page, we had a list of options that you could pick up as well. And so what Zay says is what you try to do is find yourself the stream, and then we do it in English so people can follow along. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, moving over toward the foul line, but it's going to hook into the seats. The right fielder, Ogino, who had moved over to right as Wada had taken over in center field. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to Shimochi. Eris says the Pacific League has a YouTube channel that they stream on each month. Yeah, it's been pretty erratic over the last couple of years. They do that every once in a while. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shimochi as they flip over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner Asamura. I know some people that will actually turn down the sound on that game and run the Sync R stream through that when there is a game. Our friend Baseball Lover, going back up into the chat, says, I don't understand why the MLB just doesn't get rid of the ghost runner and then play a game 12 innings. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people after the 12th inning in Major League Baseball get up and leave, and we've got another delay here. So what do we have tonight? Last night we had a hornet the size of my fist, and I don't know if this is a grasshopper or what exactly this is that's fluttering around. It looks like a dragon, maybe not quite a dragonfly. The batter Shimochi had stepped out. It is a bit annoying as it is around the left-handed batter's box. There's a breaking ball swung on, and that's going to be grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Coming up with it is Ogino, but stopping at second is Asamura. And so Shimochi's got himself a single here. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up the designated hitter, Toshiki Abe. So the Golden Eagles have something brewing here now in the bottom of the 6th with 2 out. Abe coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out and walked in his 2 trips. So we appreciate you, Jackson, for jumping in with us tonight, and hopefully you come on back. And you have different people every night. Tonight, it's not quite the gambling group that we have in other nights, but there are some people who are chatting about that. Sometimes we get people that just want to come in and listen to the game, and definitely know that that would check the boxes for our friends, baseball lovers, Zay and Arias. But whatever you're here for, we're glad you can make it in. Well, that conference on the mound is over as the pitching coach had come out to have a couple of words with Mercedes. Jackson says he's got it on the live QQ and he's going to try to sync it up. Well, that's great. That's awesome. We're glad you could be here with us. So here comes the offering. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Abby. Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Even on the cue, it's a bit of a delay as well. We are, I believe, with StreamYard, about a 7-second delay approximately. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Harris says, I don't know if the American fans would be able to take a tie in an MLB game. And he also doesn't care for the Ghost Runner as well. I agree, not a big fan of the Ghost Runner, but I'd rather see the tie after 12 as the fastball is lifted into the seats over on the first base side. The count is 1-2. The other part to that is when you go to a major league game and, you look at a weekday game in particular, maybe not so much a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday game. You go to a game and the next thing you know, approximately by the fifth inning, people are diving. Well, not fifth inning, but the ninth inning, people are starting to leave. And then by the 11th and 12th inning, they are leaving in droves. So if you cap it at 12, people might be more likely to stick it out for the full 12 innings. As that fastball was lifted into the seats down the right field line, 1-2 it remains to Abby. But that's just our 2 cents on the matter. And in some ways, the Ghost Runner is an interesting way of strategizing the game. I've been to some of the games where you watch and the home team comes up. To me, it's an automatic bunt. If it's a tie game in the bottom of the 10th or 11th innings, get that runner over to third, and then you got a pile of ways to drive them in. A sac fly can get the job done. Base hit, wild pitch, pass ball, balk, you name it. But I've seen a lot of teams that they just try to hit the runner in from second. They don't play fundamental baseball. They play caveman baseball in a lot of ways. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on, lifted into right center field. Giving chase is Ogino. He reaches up and he makes the catch on an over-the-shoulder catch. What a play by the right fielder. As we talked about earlier, the Webb Gems just keep getting better and better and better through the night. No runs here. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. And we are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Marines 0 and the Golden Eagles 0. CC Mercedes showing his appreciation for his teammate as he gives him a little bow. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. And our friend Arias says that it is definitely defense shining through tonight for both teams. You are absolutely correct on this one. There has been some fantastic defensive plays, and that over-the-shoulder catch by Ogino. If you guys are on Instagram after the game, I've got most of the teams bookmarked. I think there's only 1 or 2 teams that I don't know if I have a strong presence with them. I think that's in the Central League. But boy, that's got to be on there as well tonight, or maybe even the Pacific League will show that one. First pitch fastball delivered to Toshiya Sato, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Sato, Nakamura, and Ogawa to come to bat here in the 7th inning. As the right-hander Uchi ready to go again. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Baseball Lover says, yes, a great game and a fantastic pitcher's duel it is, as the 1-1 pitch is on the way. Uchi rocks into the delivery, and he delivers a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. Thing that is interesting for me, anyways, I don't know about you guys, but just the way that Uchi has been in control here tonight, he has been very, very smooth in his windup and his delivery. As the pitcher ready to go again, as he rocks into the windup, and he delivers. It is a fastball that backs Sato off the plate. Count now goes to 2-2. Sato is 0 for 2 tonight. He is grounded to short and grounded to second. His 2 trips to the plate almost got hit there. That's the one here. You need a base runner. You might as well wear it. Here's the 2-2 as Uchi rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-2. Ryder again will be on the airwaves again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams for the wrap-up of this series. And then we will follow the Marines to the Balluna Dome in Saitama to catch the Marines and the Lions. And that one will be a Monday game in Japan, yet another Monday. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, and Uchi tried to stop it with his feet, but that ball got through into center field. Sato aboard with a leadoff single here in the 7th, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. And we got our friend Jorge in the house here. Jorge, he says, how do you all watch this game live? Welcome, Jorge. We appreciate you for coming in tonight. We just went through this with our friend Jackson Ward a few minutes ago. And if you scroll up in the chat, you'll see some critical information given by our friend Zay. So if you go up and do that just a few minutes ago, that'll give you all the information you need. Usually what we do is we sync it up here. People sync it up with the stream and the English call while watching the game on their computer. So Shogo Nakamura, the batter here, he did square to bunt as soon as he stepped into the batter's box. They threw over to first base, and Sato got back safely. But you know this situation is coming. They've got the third baseman, Asamura, is in on the grass. The middle is in double play depth. First baseman, Suzuki, holding the runner at first, but he's probably going to be coming hard. Here's the pitch. It's bunted. It's down the first base line. It's fielded by the pitcher. He throws to first, and Nakamura does his job. That is going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books, a 1-4 on the putout. Advancing to second is Sato, as he is now in scoring position. That'll bring up the shortstop, Arise Ogawa, to the plate. And Jackson says he's got it on live QQ. There you go. So just follow along, and you'll be able to unlock that key to your success as well. So Ogawa steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to short and grounded to second in his 2 trips. As Uchi again finds himself in a situation with a runner in scoring position and 1 gone. And as we're keeping scoring here, that's the second time tonight Uchi has been involved with a play as the pitchers. And Ogawa squares to bunt, and he takes a fastball for a called strike. They almost were coming up throwing there. So no balls and 1 strike it is to Ogawa. Takashi Ojino waiting his turn on deck, as this is the 9-hole hitter in the batting order. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander works set. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. A fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow left field. Coming over on it is Shimauchi, and he's got room to make the catch. And Ogawa gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that'll leave it up to the center fielder, Takashi Ojino. Last night's ball game, and we have a conference on the mound here. I wonder if this is going to be the end of the night for Uchi, or if they're just coming out to have some words of encouragement for him. Baseball Lover says, with me sometimes here on YouTube, Pacific League does games with English commentary. I'll let you be the judge of that commentary, Baseball Lover. Jorge says, do you think the Lions will beat the Hawks? Well, we posted our predictions on our community page. We do that every day. So if you get a chance, don't forget to bookmark the channel because you can go over and take a look and see what our thoughts are on the games as we make our predictions each and every day. And so what are our thoughts? Well, our thoughts on this one here, we had the Marines, but certainly on that game with Fukuoka, we had the Hawks winning tonight. But we said in the first thing, we said it looks like a trap game because you've got Imai pitching really, really well. You've got the Hawks on the road. There's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul down the right field line. Count quickly 0-1 to Ogino. So no balls and 1 strike. Sato gets his lead here as the right-handed hitting Ogino waiting on the offering from the Radiucci. 94 pitches tonight for the Eagles right-hander. Last night, the starter for Tohoku in a 12-1 victory went over 125 pitches for a complete game victory. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. You wouldn't see that in Major League Baseball. With a 12-0 lead, the starter would have been gone probably in the 6th inning and on his way to the bar after the 7th. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works to the set. Here's the pitch. Split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Ogino goes in the books for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they threaten again, but they don't score. No runs in the inning. There was the leadoff single by Sato. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th. All locked up at zeros, Eagles and Marines. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Looks like the Marines are going to their bullpen. We'll get that changed for you when we return. We'll be right back, everybody, after this in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a bottom of the 7th coming up in just a moment. We'll be right back after this. I want to thank Jackson Ward for sending out a super chat tonight. We appreciate you and your support of the channel, Jackson, and thank you for jumping in here with us, as it is his first time. Any contribution is always appreciated, and we are glad you could be here, a part of this with us as well. Our friend Jorge asked the question. He says, I assume it's Jorge as opposed to George. Jorge asked the question, do you guys all bet on money line for Nippon baseball? Some people have different thoughts. We like to sprinkle a little bit on the parlays, and we'll do that every once in a while, put a low wager on and try to get a big return. And usually I take all 6 games where we're at, but that is just my preference. And then sometimes we'll actually money line it and just go 1 game at a shot. That varies night to night. It's going to be Suzuki, Tatsumi, and Oda here, as we do have a pitching change as the new right-hander in the ball game for the Marines. As there's a first pitch fastball swung on, and it is lined right to the right fielder, Ogino, who's been a busy man tonight. The ball is like a magnet. It keeps finding him. Suzuki gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. The pitching change for the Marines, they brought in a right-hander. This is Daiki Iwashita, as he has taken over here for CC Mercedes, who was yet again brilliant here tonight. So Iwashita taking over. And here he is ready to face Tatsumi for the first time, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Single and 2 trips, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. That pitch was at 94 miles an hour, so the ball is going to come up a little bit quicker out of the hand here. Friend Baseball Lover says Quintana was gone after 2 2/3 with 8 runs allowed. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, it's grounded over to second, fielded neatly by Fujioka, and that is going to be a ground out 4-3. That's the second out of the inning. A couple of things. He said there was a community to join. Well, we have a community page on our YouTube channel. So if you go over to the Last Raps Baseball channel page, you'll see there's a community there. And on the community tab, we put our picks up every single day throughout the season, so you can see where we're at and what our record is. And we give our daily comments. Sometimes I get them up early. Sometimes I get them up late. Unfortunately, tomorrow probably won't be until about 4 o'clock Pacific or 7 Eastern. So here comes the pitch from the right-hander Iwashita. It's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Oda. We also have a membership page. You can join on that if you want. We have a listing of all the options. I have to admit, though, I haven't really kept it up to date, but there are some interesting things. You can laugh at a couple of videos that you would get a good charge out of. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball that is swung on and lifted down the right field line. Moving over is Ogino, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike, but certainly the community page is something that you can click on and be able to see on the daily. We have different things. We have some trivia questions, MLB stuff that goes up, and time to time we put up some posts and some pictures and different things, and maybe the odd poll. But that would be your best route, is just take a look at that community page. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Be curious to see if something else adds in. We see Jackson has wanted the ad. Appreciate you there, Jackson, as he sends it to our website. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Unfortunately, on the main website that we have, you'll get information about our upcoming summer camps and different things. That is what we do local here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've had some special guests that have come up and done programming for us and with us. We've had the assistant general manager of the Chicago White Sox, Josh Barfield, had come up and done some work for us up here, and as well as Eric Fox and Ralph Dickinson and Orr Franchuk, different guys, and have spent time in the big leagues. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field, and another fantastic play by Ogino. He picks it up just off his shoe tops. He is putting on a defensive clinic here tonight, 2 in this inning alone, and that is going to do it here for the Marines for the Eagles in their half of the 7th. Fantastic play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to inning number 8. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for being here. Time for me to go get another drink because our voice is starting to rumble away. We'll be right back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll be right back in a minute, and we'll talk about Arias going to the Padres, or at least it was talked about. I don't know if it's finalized yet. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is supposed to be 4 players going the other way. Apparently, the Marlins were reportedly expected to receive Woo Suk Go, the Korean, prospects Dylan Head, Jacob Mercy, and Nathan Martorella. So that'll be very, very interesting. The Marlins giving away the 2-time back-to-back batting champion in the American and in the National League for 4 prospects. The Marlins are still as cheap as all can be, and the Padres, I'm sure that move will probably backfire for them. There's a breaking ball swung on a miss by Fujioka. I don't know if it's finalized, but that is what is being reported. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Definitely a table setter for the Padres, that is for certain. Here's the pitch. 0-1 misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. Very, very interesting maneuver. But I got to give the Padres credit. They're trying. They seem to be able to draft. I don't know if they always can develop, but certainly flipping prospects for proven players has been their strategy over the last number of years. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to second, fielded neatly by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Fujioka on a ground out 4-3. So 1 in the books here in the 8th inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, or the center fielder now, Wada. My friend Arias says the Padres pulled their prospects in the deal during their games tonight. Yeah, apparently that prospect in Double-A got pulled. I haven't really seen what's been going on with Woo Suk Go. He was the South Korean that they had taken out of the KBO. I saw him pitch a couple of times in spring training, and then it was quiet after crickets after that. There is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. There's a fastball swung on. It is hammered foul down the right field line, and the count now is 1-1 strike to Wada. So Kashiro Wada here, batting from the left side. His first at bat tonight, replacing Kakanaka, who had 3 hits. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Wada is aboard. So he's got himself a single. So this spot in the batting order has been on fire tonight for the Marines. 3 hits by Kakanaka, and now 1 by Wada. So the manager, Masato Yoshi, is probably looking like a genius here. He's pushing all the right buttons thus far here tonight in that 3-hole spot. Well, that brings Neftali Soto to the plate. Soto looking to do some damage. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown to right twice, and he is grounded to third. As the right-hander Uchi comes set, checks the runner, and now he fires over to first, and diving back in time is Wada. You got to keep your eye on Wada. He can run. Interesting that Woo Suk Go, who they signed out of the Korean League, he was in Double-A. He has not pitched an inning in the big leagues. He got roughed up in spring training. He had a 12.6 ERA in 5 innings. And he is not exactly hitting it up in Double-A. He was with a 4.38 ERA for San Antonio. He did have a save in 10 games. He'd worked 12 in a third innings, but the knock there was too many hits. He did walk a few batters, but he has 15 strikeouts, so he's got some stuff to put away hitters. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Soto. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Baseball Lover says that nothing on the MLB app yet. Just saw the White Sox are the worst team in the MLB as they throw over to first base and diving back in time is Wada. Eris385 says the Padres infield will be definitely crowded now. I'm sure they're going to have to try to do something else. They had a crowded infield last year when they had Tatis at short and Bogarts and Ha-Seong Kim. Now what are you going to do? You got 3 middles all over again. I don't know what they're going to do with Arias. Maybe make him an outfielder. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. Of course, you got Cronenworth, who's a middle, playing first base. Unless you just want to make him a DH, but I don't know if I'd want to have a full-time DH as a pea shooter. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Soto, and now time is called. Last night we had one of the biggest hornets we'd ever seen. It had caused a stop of the game. Tonight there was I don't know if it was a grasshopper or a locust or something like that. It was huge. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is here to Soto as the right-hander works himself to the set. And instead they throw over to first base and diving back in time as the base runner Wada. Into this half inning, we're going to have to do another refresh on our drinks. Trying to keep our voice in check. I just have a feeling this game could go more than the 9 innings it is scheduled for tonight. Uchi now at 104 pitches. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and now it's going to run the count to 1-2 on Soto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Definitely with Arias being a designated hitter, that's not so much the issue, at least in my mind. It is, as we pointed out, the logjam in the middle infield and how they're going to move those players around and where they're going to use them, I think would be the interesting factor. Bogarts, Kim, Arias. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As Uchi delivers, breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back onto the warning track, looking up, and this one is gone. A home run. Neftali Soto with his 2nd blast of the year. So the Marines fans that are in here have just pumped the fist. A 2-run shot. That got out in an absolute hurry. As Kashira Wada will score in front of him for the 1st run, and Soto comes home for the 2nd run. And Soto has got himself a 2-run homer, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. But it is going to bring the manager out of the Tohoku dugout, and we are going to get ourselves a pitching change. As it looks like that Imai, the manager, has seen enough. Uchi has been brilliant here tonight, but not good enough here in the 8th inning, as the Marines have now taken a 2-0 lead. And with that being said, we're going to take a little bit of a break here as we're going to go get ourselves a refresh drink. Appreciate you guys to do it. Our friend Jorge asked the question again, do you know a good link to watch these games by any chance? Well, our information to you was scroll up in the chat, Jorge, because Zay has already given it to you. We'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back here in just a few after we go get ourselves a little drink. Pitching change on the way. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are just going to take the little extended break here as they are having a pitching change, and we just got ourselves a little refresh here. Uchi's night is done, but we'll get you the change here in a moment when we come back. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Sora Suzuki coming on in relief here of Uchi. And so he is going to be entrusted to face the left-handed hitting Gregory Polanco, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down for ball one ball and no strikes. Suzuki, a left-hander, making his appearance here against the Marines. As it is 1-0 here to Polanco, the lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Polanco tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also flown to left field twice. That was all against the starter Uchi. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind the third base dugout, and the count remains at 1-2. Our friend Eris 385, who is from the Kansas City area. I was going to ask you if you've been to the Negro League Hall of Fame. It's one of the baseball things that are on my list that I haven't accomplished yet. So maybe try to do that before they tear Kauffman Stadium down. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and nice block there by the catcher Oda. And the count now goes to 2-2 on Polanco. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for these same 2 ball clubs. And then we will follow the Marines to Saitama for the Lions for that Monday game. There's a breaking ball missing down and away. It's now 3-2 to Polanco. 1 gone here in the top of the 8th. 2 runs on the board here for the Marines on the 2-run shot by Neftali Soto, his second in a Chiba uniform. As the lefty works himself set, and now he kicks and delivers a fastball that comes inside, and has it hit Polanco? He definitely dropped the bat, and the way he's reacting, it got him on the backside. So he is not a happy man walking to first base on a 3-2 pitch. He gets dotted. So he is on his way to first, and that is going to bring up the left fielder Shingo Ishikawa. Well, it could have been worse. You can see Polanco not a happy camper walking to first base. So he is going to get his lead here as Ishikawa stepping to the plate. Ishikawa tonight 0 for 3. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He's grounded to short, and he has popped out to first. And if you're Polanco, don't rub it. There's a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. Eris 385 says, yes, it's definitely worth the visit. That'd be pretty cool to get to. I'd like to go take a look at the Roberto Clemente Hall of Fame, and I also understand that's in Pittsburgh. That'll be something else I'd like to try to be able to get to. There's a fastball swung on, lifted into the seats, foul behind first base. It's going to run the count to 1-1. They used to say when you go to the games in Japan that you have to give the balls back. When I was there last year, I saw a number of foul balls reach the seats, and nobody was giving the balls back. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away behind home plate. So maybe they've changed that a little bit, because that used to be the sort of the norm. Foul ball goes into the stands, you had to return it. So maybe they're more following the North American lead, where you get to keep your souvenir when it reaches the seats. But I have to say, the way the Costa baseballs are going right now, they may be wanting them back again. As that fastball swung on, it's going to be lifted into the seats foul down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2 to Ishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at first, Polanco, 1 gone, 2 runs on the board here for the Marines on the 2-run shot by Neftali Soto. As the lefty Suzuki on in relief of Uchi, he delivers. Fastball that makes the hitter Ishikawa skip a little bit of rope. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting left fielder of the Marines. Eagles pitcher Suzuki works himself set. Here comes the 2-2. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Ogo. Holding it first is Polanco, and that is going to put 2 in the books here for the Marines. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Toshiya Sato. A 2-0 lead here now, as we said, on the 2-run shot by Soto. We look at scores around the NPB. The Hawks have come back to tie the Lions. That is at 3 now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Also in the bottom of the 7th, the Bay Stars still hold that 1-0 lead over the Carp. And the Buffaloes have a 3-1 lead over the Fighters. That is in the top of the 8th inning. There's a breaking ball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Sato. Sato tonight has a single in 3 trips. Average is at 367. No homers and 6 RBIs. As the lefty Suzuki holds set, here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. When it gets hot at the Balluna Dome, it is an open-air dome. Kind of a neat place to see a game. But man, it gets hot. I was saying the other night, when I go to baseball games, I don't go to drink, I go to watch the game. But I can tell you that night, I had a couple of those spritzers or whatever they were. So there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2, and a beer to doing everything you could at the Balluna Dome to try to stay cool. Be not necessarily hydrated, but definitely cool. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sato. Friend Eris says he's been to the Walter Johnson Museum as well. Fun seeing the early 1900 baseball equipment, news articles, and uniforms. That would be pretty cool. Fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. I had a customer of mine who, a number of years ago, they don't live in the area anymore. The father was a television producer, and he used to collect baseball artifacts, and he had an artifact that was on display at the Baseball Hall of Fame. He used to collect old baseball bats. That was his deal. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is 3-2. And one of the things that he used to look at was the mushroom, or he used to collect the mushroom handle bats, the ones with the big knobs at the end. So stuff that you would see. He brought in and showed the kids in one of our clinics a bat from the early 1920s, and just the way that it was built, it was like a log. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. And I actually have some pictures in the Japanese Hall of Fame of some of the bats that they used 60, 70, 80 years ago, and they had similar type of handles. The handle was absolutely massive. There are some guys that do like that stuff. Baseball Lover says, if they did, someone needs to let Zach Hampel know. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and drifting back and making the catch is the right fielder Ogo, and that is going to do it, as Sato is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. But there's been damage done here in the 8th. There were 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run homer by Sato. There was 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Marines 2 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. And if you're new here, here is our friend Steve Rademacher, and he has a little introduction for you. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shota Suzuki taking over on the mound. The left-hander here is going to be going for Chiba, as he is going to be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order for the Golden Eagles. It'll be Kobakata, Ogo, and Murray Biashi to come to bat here to face him. We do have a new first baseman for the Marines, as Neftali Soto's night is done. It's going to be number 67, Kenta Chitani, in the game. And it looks like we're going to have a new left fielder as well, as it is going to be Hiromi Oka coming into the game, and he will be taking over at this point for Shingo Ishikawa. So we'll have to see where they fit in the batting order when they come to bat, but those are your changes here. And Hiroto Kobakata stepping to the plate, where he tonight is officially 0 for 2. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He has lined out to left, and he has been caught stealing. So Kobakata here waiting on the offering from the lefty, as it is a fastball delivered for a call strike. It is Shota Suzuki who is on in relief. Suzuki taking over for Daiki Iwashita to be the third pitcher used tonight by the Marines. So no balls and 1 strike. Pitches a breaking ball, drops in, and Kobakata is now in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here. So we are in a battle of Suzukis now, as Sora Suzuki on the mound for the Golden Eagles and Shota Suzuki on the mound for the Marines. Pitch on the way, breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. We are here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Those of you who are just joining us in this battle between the Eagles and the Marines. All the runs scored in that last, or in the top of this inning. The 2-run shot by Neftali Soto has got the Marines out in front 2-0. There's a breaking ball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher Sato. The count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friend Eris385 says his great-grandfather got to watch Walter Johnson play an exhibition game against a young Satchel Paige. Now, that would have been an entertaining game to have gone and watched. That is certain. 2-2 pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. He knocks it down. He picks it up. He throws to first. Well, there's another one in the books for you there, baseball lover. That's a ground out 1-3. First out of the inning. So far tonight, 3 plays by the pitcher of the Marines and 2 for the Eagles, as we were talking earlier in this game. So this game alone, 5 putouts involving the pitcher up to this point. And that might be on the light side for the Japanese League. And no reviews in this game tonight either, so the real bang-bang calls have to be looked at. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Yuya Ogo. Ogo tonight 0 for 3. He has grounded to second, flown to center, and struck out. He's ahead in the count here with 1 ball and no strikes. Suzuki kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second, fielded by Fujioka, throws to first, and Ogo's in the books on a ground out 4 to 3. That's out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Itsuki Moribayashi. Well, for Moribayashi tonight, he is 0 for 3. We mentioned last night how he had come off a big outing. He had a 4-hit performance last night. They could use one of those hits here tonight. That always drives you crazy as a manager. Your team goes out and sticks 12 runs on the board last night. Tonight, they can't get a sniff. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on, grounded to second. Fujioka fields it again. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. Ground out 4 to 3. Moribayashi gone, and that was a quick inning for Shota Suzuki. I wonder if he'd come back out for the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board as the Eagles go down in order. We're now through 8 complete. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines 2 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. No score. Stick around, everybody. Top of the 9th, just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Well, we're going to be going to the top of the 9th inning. We'll be back in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us. Marines coming to bat. Pitching change when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Hayato Yugi taking over here for the Golden Eagles in the top of the 9th inning. Another left-handed reliever used by the Golden Eagles tonight. As he's going to be facing Shogo Nakamura, Yusei Ogawa, and the top of the order, it is Takashi, slated to be Takashi Ogino. So we'll see how this is going to play out here for the Marines in their top of the 9th inning. They're looking for some insurance runs. I would say going with a 2-run lead is always a little bit dicey. Get that 3-run lead, it just makes it all the more easier to have to try to close it out. So Nakamura stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to short. He has flown out to center, and he's had a sacrifice bunt as he takes a fastball inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura, the longtime captain of the Marines. Waiting here on the offering from the left-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, take it for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Our friend Baseball Lover says he loves the Splash Girls. That is our entertainment in between innings. Have to update that a little bit this year. There's the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball grounded over to third. Oh, another nice play by Asamura. That's the second nice play he's made tonight. As he goes to his glove side, does a 360 at a throw at Nakamura. Ground out 5-3. Out number 1, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Ryusei Ogawa. And for Ogawa, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded to short, grounded to second, and he has flown to left. So 0 for 3 so far in this one. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Ogawa batting from the left side against the lefty Yugi, who delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and now he's ahead in the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Lots to like with the M Splash girls, that's for sure. Here's the 0-2 pitch, as Baseball Lover says. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Ogawa stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that one go by, and a backwards K goes in the books for out number 2. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Takashio Gino. And for Gino, he is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk, as he's going to be facing the left-hander here. As Yuji ready to go, he kicks and he fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gino, despite the offensive shortcomings tonight, he has been stellar with the glove. There's a breaking ball swung on, chopped over to third. Asamura fields it on the run. He throws to first. Oh, Suzuki had to catch the ball in the path of the runner. He was able to get it and get out of the way. Ground out 5-3, and that's going to do it here in the top of the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board as the Marines go quietly. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it does look like we're going to have a pitching change when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Bottom of the 9th, around the corner. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Golden Eagles, and they're going to be facing the right-hander Naoya Masuda, the closer for the Marines, coming in to look to seal the deal here in this one. Well, the right-hander is almost completed his warm-up tosses, as we are about ready to resume the action. It's going to make the last pitch here as they're going to fire one down to second base. So Asamura, Shimochi, and Abbey, not an easy part of the order to have to face. They do have the right man for the job in Masuda. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Carp have jumped up on the Bay Stars. They now have a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th. Lions have taken a 4-3 lead in the top. It's in the top of the 8th against the Hawks. And in the top of the 9th inning, the Buffaloes are hanging on to a 3-1 lead against the Fighters. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball missing down and away. Count is 1-0 to Hasamura. I never like to count my chickens before they hatch, but we did pick the Hawks to get a victory over the Lions, and the Lions have played some good baseball tonight. But it is probably their bullpen that is going to be close there. If they've taken Amai out of the game, then anything can happen, and probably not in a good way for the Lions. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-0 to Hasamura. That's the trick. Get into the Lions bullpen, and things can go awry. It is look like that they are now in the bullpen, as it is now Sato who is pitching for the Lions. So if they could chase Amai, that's the best thing. It looks like Manello is still pitching, and it is now 4-4 as the Hawks have tied it up. As that fastball catches the inside corner, and it counts now 2-1 to Hasamura here. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 2-2. Trying to figure out how they may have got that run. It was, as we look over at the SoftBank spot, it was a base hit by Kurihara. Takuya Kai had sacrificed him over to second. Ima Mia had come in to pinch hit, and he was walked. And then it was a grounder from Shudo, but I was with runners at first and second, but I don't know what had happened on that play. So it looks like maybe it was with Shudo how the run had scored. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, but instead, Masuda steps off the backside of the rubber. So that is all I got information-wise. So that game is now locked up at 4s. So here comes the 2-2. As Masuda kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to be down for a base hit. As picking it up is Wada. So now they've got life. They've got a runner aboard, and that's going to bring Hiroki Shimochi to the plate. So our friend Jorge, who was in here earlier, asking if we thought that the Eagles had a chance, and we'd picked the Marines. Well, got to tell you, Masuda never seems to do things easy sometimes. He was kind of the new Yuki Matsui, who was with the Padres. When he was with the Golden Eagles, it was always high-end entertainment. Never seemed to have an easy time being able to retire the side. Although he is pitching well for the Padres. There's a first pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Shimochi. Shimochi tonight, 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He has also flown to left and grounded to second. Speaking of Yuki Matsui, he's enjoying himself. A nice start to his major league campaign. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2 on Shimochi. The former Golden Eagle has appeared in 16 games, throwing 15 1/3 innings. Got 2 wins and no losses and a 2.35 ERA. Not too shabby indeed. Now, he has walked maybe a few too many for their liking. He's walked 8 in those 15 1/3. But he has struck out 11. Here comes the 0-2 offering to Shimochi. Masuda delivers a split finger pitch that swung on and fouled away, and Shimochi stays alive here. My friend Jackson says somehow he needs a +1.5 for the Eagles. Yeah, I think you're in trouble here, Jackson. You would need a miracle. You'd need a tie game and then a bunch of runs to be driven in on some sort of home run. So here's the 0-2. It's a split finger pitch, misses down. It's now 1-2. But I never want to say never. Our friend Eris385 says Masuda's blown a couple of saves this year. I remember he had a really hard start to the season. I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. He blew a couple of saves in Fukuoka. In the first game of the series, I remember at the PayPay Dome, I think it was 2 of the first 3 games. He was absolutely hot garbage. Here's the pitch. Fastball, take it for a called third strike. Oh, Shimochi. He watched that one go by. He's gone for out number 1. That was a key pitch there by Masuda, and he made his pitch. He hit his spot. Got to say, he's got a lot of movement on his fastball. It was a four-seamer with backdoor run. And that is a strike here. That's going to run the count. Or that's going to run with one out here. It's going to run up Abbey to the plate. It was 0 for 2 tonight. A big fella digging in here, batting .269 now on the season. As the right-hander holds to the belt. And now he steps off and feigns a throw to first base. So the right-hander works himself to the set. And here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Got to tell you, when Masuda is going well, it does look like wiffle ball at the plate. Hitters will start waving at pitches left and right. That's exactly what happened there to the batter, Abbey. One gone here in the ninth inning. A runner at first is Asamura. The right-hander, Masuda, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's spiked up to the plate, and the count goes even to 1-1. Nice block there by the catcher, Sato. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Well, we look forward to coming back tomorrow night to call the game. We'll give you the recap of this one when we're done. Take a look at that out-of-town scoreboard, and then we will call it a night. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Lots of room there for the center fielder, Wada, who drifts back and makes the catch. And now we got 2 away here. So 2 gone in the ninth inning, and it's going to leave it all up to Daichi Suzuki, the former Marine, to see if he can do a little bit of damage. And for Suzuki tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has flown to center, lined to right, and he has grounded out to the first baseman, who flipped it over to the pitcher covering. So he is going to try to keep this one alive here as he hits for the Eagles against his former team. Suzuki wasn't happy as he felt that Masuda was working a little bit too quickly. Now Masuda with the gamesmanship, he steps off the backside of the rubber to force Suzuki to wait a little bit longer. The right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back and making the catch on the warning track is Ogino. Well, he gave the crowd a little something to hope about, but not quite far enough. Masuda is going to be able to get the save here as that ball is the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Chiba Lotte Marines 2 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. I'll be back in just a couple moments to wrap this one up. We'll be right back here after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We have ourselves a final here tonight, and all the scoring could be bundled up and wrapped up all in one easy swing of the bat. A 0-0 ball game with 1 out in the 8th inning, and up stepped Neftali Soto with 1 aboard, and he deposited a 2-run shot off of the starter Suryu Uchi into the left field seats. That gave the Chiba Lotte Marines a 2-0 victory That was all the runs needed tonight for the Marines here in this one. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we sign off for the night. In the top of the 8th inning, the Carp have a 4-1 lead over the Bay Stars. Bottom of the 9th inning, obviously this game here is finished. Top of the 9th inning at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. We're just checking to see if that game has officially ended. And it looks like it is. It is a 3-1 victory for the Buffaloes over the Fighters. As that game was put to rest, Buffaloes got 1 in the first, 2 in the third. The Fighters responded with one of their own in the 5th inning, but that final score there is 3-1 for the Buffaloes. It is 4-4 in the bottom of the 8th between the Lions and the Hawks. And those are the games that are currently going on underway. Again, your final here was 2-0. Later on tonight, it'll be the Swallows and the Dragons, and the Giants and the Tigers. Those games will go off at 6 o'clock local time, or 2 a.m. Pacific, or 5 a.m. if you are on the East Coast of North America. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for being here. It was a pretty good game today. It was entertaining and it was quick. So hopefully you guys can make it in tomorrow night for these same two teams. It'll be the rubber game of the series. Hopefully you guys can join us for that one. Have a great night, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you again on the flip side. Once again, it's been the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel, and we appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll catch you again later.